Have you ever looked at your bank account at the end of the month and just thought, um, where'd my money go?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's practically a universal experience, right?
Right. But today, we are going to completely change that narrative. We want to get to a point where you look at your account and say, this is exactly where my money is going.
Exactly. We're moving from confusion to total clarity.
Yeah, so welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are unpacking the psychology of intentional spending. And, we're looking at a stack of financial insights that they completely flip the script on how we manage our money.
They really do. And I love that we're moving away from that old, that deprivation mindset,
Absolutely. The whole stop buying lattes and you'll be a millionaire thing.
Right, yeah. We're tossing that out. This is all about active, strategic capital management.
Okay, let's unpack this, because I am putting on my pragmatist hat today. I really want to figure out how we fix the leaks, like those invisible daily drains on our money. And you're bringing the strategist perspective, right? Focusing on the ultimate return investment.
Yeah, I'll be looking at the big picture, how we deploy that retained capital. But before we get into the math of saving money, we really have to understand the psychology of, well, why we waste it in the first place.
Which is fascinating. I mean, why do we bleed cash?
So the fundamental difference we need to establish is between deprivation and intentionality. According to the sources we're looking at, the absolute most common way people waste money is by spending on things they think they should want.
Wait, things they think they should want, not what they actually want.
Exactly, not what they actually value. What's fascinating here is how easily we confuse societal expectations with our own personal value systems.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
We buy the upgraded car or the expensive watch because it signals success to the neighborhood or our coworkers, not because it actually brings us joy.
That makes so much sense. I mean, think about your commute this morning. Did you buy that expensive coffee because you genuinely love the roast and it makes your morning better? Or, did you buy it just out of muscle memory? Or because holding that specific branded cup sort of feels like a prop for your workday?
Yes, the branded cup as a prop. That is such a perfect example of mindless spending.
So how do we fix that? The source material talks about this exercise, auditing your joy, I think it's called.
Yeah, audit your joy. It's such a brilliant concept. The challenge is you take your bank statement from last month, right? Just print it out.
Okay, printing it out. Old school. I like it.
Yeah, get a physical copy. And you take a highlighter, and you highlight only the purchases that genuinely, measurably improved your life.
Okay, and then what about the rest?
Then you take a red pen and literally cross out the ones that were just impulsive or done out of pure habit.
It's like cleaning out your closet.
Oh, I love that analogy.
Yeah, right, because when you clean out your closet, you aren't throwing clothes away to punish yourself or, to suffer.
Yep. Exactly. You're not trying to freeze.
No. You're just making room for the outfits that actually fit and make you feel good.
Right.
You're tossing the itchy sweater because it's itchy, not because you don't deserve clothes.
That is the perfect way to look at intentional spending. It's not deprivation, it's curation.
Curation. I like that word. But, okay, once you know what brings you joy, how do you actually stop the mindless impulse buys? Because my filter's pretty weak when I see a targeted ad at 11 p.m.
Oh, the late night Instagram ads are lethal.
They really are. So we need some sort of tactical buffer.
Yes. And this is where we introduce the 72-hour rule.
Okay, lay it on me.
It's simple but highly effective. For any non-essential purchase over a specific threshold, and the source suggests $50, you must wait 3 days.
Wait, a full 72 hours?
A full 72 hours, no exceptions.
Man, that sounds hard. I mean, if I want something, I want it now.
And that feeling of wanting it now is exactly why the rule exists. It's your brain chasing a dopamine hit. But if you wait 3 days and that need just sort of evaporates,
then it was an impulse.
Exactly. It was an impulse, not a genuine value. You just saved yourself capital by doing literally nothing.
Okay, I can see that working. But what about the stuff that passes the 72-hour test? We need a new way to look at the price tag, right?
We do. And this brings us to calculating the cost per use. This is a game-changer framework for evaluating long-term value.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because the math here is wild. Let's do the boots versus the t-shirt example from the source.
Let's do it.
So example A is a $200 pair of boots. Example B is a $30 fast fashion shirt.
Right. And naturally, people recoil at the $200 price tag. It feels so expensive.
It feels like a lot of money up front. But let's say you buy those high-quality boots, and you wear them every single day for 3 years.
Okay, so you run the cost per use math on that, And it comes out to roughly 18 cents per use.
18 cents.
Literally pennies. Now, let's look at the $30 fast fashion shirt.
Yeah, the one that feels like a bargain.
Right, but it's cheap fabric, so you wear it maybe twice, it goes through the wash, and it shrinks or just completely falls apart.
Oh, I hate when that happens. It gets all warped.
So $30 divided by 2 uses. That shirt just cost you $15 per use.
$15 a wear versus 18 cents a wear. That is counterintuitive, but spending the $200 up front is mathematically so much safer for your wealth than spending the $30.
It really is. And there's a great rule of thumb that goes with this. You should always invest in quality for things that touch the ground.
Things that touch the ground, like tires,
Tires, your mattress, your shoes.
office chairs.
Yes, exactly. Because buying cheap versions of these foundational things, versions that require constant replacement, it's actually what they call a poor man's tax. It drains your money invisibly over time.
Okay, so the 72-hour rule and the cost per use math are amazing. But as the pragmatist here, I have to point something out.
Go for it.
Doing this math requires conscious thought. And human willpower is a finite resource. Like, if you rely on willpower every single month to make these decisions, you are eventually going to fail. You'll be tired after work, and you'll just buy the dumb thing.
You're absolutely right. Decision fatigue is a real biological phenomenon.
So we have to move from conscious choices to unconscious systems. We have to automate.
Yes. Automating the big 3 to eliminate that decision fatigue.
Exactly. Let's hit the big 3. First one, pay yourself first.
Which means setting up an auto transfer to your savings or investments on payday.
Right. Guarantee the growth before the spending even begins. Don't even look at the money.
Out of sight, out of mind. What's the second one?
Bills on auto pay.
Yeah.
I mean, not only does it eliminate late fees and keep your credit score high, but it saves mental cycles. You aren't lying in bed wondering if you paid the electric bill.
That mental relief alone is worth it. And the third system?
The subscription audit. Use a digital tool to find and kill those ghost subscriptions.
Oh, the streaming services you haven't watched in 6 months.
Yes. It stops the passive bleeding of funds. Because, honestly, those small recurring leaks drain more wealth over time than massive one-time purchases do.
They really do. It's death by 1,000 cuts.
Speaking of invisible leaks, we have to talk about the convenience tax.
Oh, this is a big one.
It's huge. Pre-cut vegetables, food delivery apps, last-minute gas station snacks.
You think you're buying convenience, but you're paying a massive premium.
Exactly. You aren't paying for the item. You are paying a 30 to 50% markup simply for your own lack of planning.
It's a disorganization penalty.
A disorganization penalty. Wow, that hits hard. But even worse than that is interest rates.
Yeah, carrying a balance on a credit card.
If you have a card with a 20% APR, the source bluntly states that you are essentially giving away your future labor for free.
It's indentured servitude to your past self.
That's horrifying. Debt really has to be treated as an absolute emergency.
It does. But, plugging all these leaks, automating bills, cutting subscriptions, paying off debt, it isn't about being cheap.
Right. I'm glad you brought that up, because it sounds like we're just telling people to never spend money.
Not at all. It's about reclaiming your capital so you can use it for what comes next. Which brings us to the strategist's view.
Okay, strategists take the wheel, the leaks are plugged, the capital is retained. What is the ultimate goal here? Because we aren't just hoarding money in a bank account, right?
Exactly. A high balance isn't the finish line. The goal is to deploy that money strategically to buy back your life.
Buy back your life. I like the sound of that.
Money is just a tool, and its highest use is to buy back your time or increase your future earning potential. When you spend on those things, it isn't a waste at all. It's an active strategic allocation.
Okay, let's get into the specifics. How does the math on outsourcing work?
So the source gives a really powerful equation for this. Let's say your personal hourly work rate is $50 an hour.
Okay, $50 an hour.
And you spend 4 hours on a Saturday cleaning your house. If you hire a cleaner for $100, you effectively just saved yourself $100.
Okay, wait, I have to push back on this a little bit.
Sure.
Does that outsourcing math only work if you actually use those 4 hours of freed up time to do more work? Like, if I pay the cleaner $100, do I have to sit at my laptop and bill a client for $200 to make it worth it?
That is a very common objection. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, the answer is no. The math works because it saves you productive time or much-needed rest.
Wait, rest?
Yes. Rest itself has a return on investment.
Wow. Okay, that changes things.
By not exhausting yourself doing menial tasks, you protect your energy. You shift from being a consumer to a capital manager. You are managing your own energy reserves.
So paying for the cleaner lets me recharge so I can actually be productive on Monday.
Exactly. And the other massive strategic allocation is education.
Books, courses, certification.
Yes, because they offer what's called an asymmetrical return on investment.
Right. Meaning you pay a fixed cost upfront, like $500 for a coding boot camp, but the skill you learn gets you a $10,000 raise.
Exactly. The upside completely dwarfs the initial cost. It's exponential.
So what does this all mean? We've covered a lot of ground today.
We really have.
Let me recap this journey for everyone listening. Managing your money isn't about guilt or deprivation. It's just not.
It shouldn't feel like a punishment.
Exactly. It's about auditing your joy. It's relying on the math of cost per use so you don't get tricked by a cheap sticker price.
It's automating your willpower so you don't burn out.
Yes, automating your systems. And ultimately, it's using your retained capital to buy back your time and build your skills.
Because every dollar is a tool that works for you. You are now equipped to stop giving away your future labor to credit card companies and convenience taxes.
Which leaves us with one final, slightly provocative thought experiment. This wasn't explicitly in the source material, but it builds right on it.
I love this one.
Since we know that carrying a 20% APR is giving away future labor, and we know our own hourly rate, like that $50 an hour example, what is your personal exchange rate?
Think about that carefully. What is your time actually worth?
Right. So the next time you are tempted by a 50% markup on a delivery app, or you're holding some fast fashion impulse buy, pause.
Just do the math in your head.
Exactly how many future minutes of your own labor are you trading for this instant gratification?
Is it worth 2 hours of your life? 3.
Ask yourself if that trade is truly worth it. Because once you see it that way, your spending habits will never be the same.